Once upon a time, on the island of Sumatra, which was still covered in dense forests and towering mountains, there lived a mighty giant named Serunting. He was not just any giant. In addition to possessing extraordinary strength, Serunting was also known as a wise guardian of nature. He watched over the mountains and forests around him, ensuring they remained preserved and free from damage caused by humans. Serunting lived atop a high mountain, far from human civilization. Although his life was peaceful, he often felt lonely because there was no other creature that could match him, either in strength or intelligence. Serunting felt that the forest he protected was the only place where he could find tranquility, though he occasionally wished for someone to talk to and share his wisdom. One day, a young man named Puti, who was brave and wise, got lost in the forest. Puti was on a journey to find a cure for his gravely ill mother. He had heard stories about the forest at the foot of the mountain, guarded by Serunting, where magical plants grew that could heal various illnesses. After walking for days without rest, Puti became exhausted and finally fell asleep under a large tree at the foot of the mountain. As Serunting was patrolling his territory, he saw Puti sleeping soundly. Out of curiosity, Serunting approached the young man. When Puti awoke and saw the giant before him, he did not run away or feel afraid like most people. Instead, Puti stood calmly and saluted Serunting. "The trees in this forest tell me you have come with a purpose," Serunting said in his deep voice. "Why have you entered my domain?" Puti responded politely, "I have come here seeking a cure to heal my sick mother. I've heard that in this forest grows a magical plant that can save her life." Serunting was moved by the young man's sincerity and bravery. However, as a test of intelligence, Serunting decided to present a riddle. If Puti could answer the riddle correctly, Serunting would give him the precious healing potion. Serunting said, "I will give you the potion you seek, but only if you can answer my riddle. Listen carefully. What is stronger than iron, sharper than a sword, yet cannot be seen or touched?" Puti thought hard, pondering the hidden meaning behind the riddle. After a moment, he smiled and replied, "The answer is the mind." Serunting was impressed by Puti's answer. "Correct," Serunting said, amazed. "The human mind is the most powerful thing. Though invisible, it can create or destroy things more mightily than any weapon." As a reward for Puti's intelligence, Serunting gave him the healing potion needed to cure his mother. However, Serunting felt that this young man should not be allowed to leave so easily. The giant saw great potential in Puti and believed that he had the talent to become a wise guardian of nature, just like him. Serunting then invited Puti to stay with him on the mountain. "Stay here for a while," Serunting said. "I will teach you how to understand nature so you can preserve its balance as I do." Puti agreed, and for weeks, he learned from Serunting about nature, the hidden forces within the earth, and the importance of maintaining the balance between humans and nature. The two became close friends, despite their vast differences in both size and strength. However, one day, Puti and Serunting began to disagree. Puti felt that some parts of the forest should be used by humans for their livelihood. Meanwhile, Serunting, as a guardian of nature, wanted to keep the forest intact and untouched. The debate grew more heated until it turned into a fight. Angered by what he saw as betrayal from his human friend, Serunting stomped his foot forcefully on the ground. A tremendous quake shook the entire island of Sumatra. The ground split open, and from the cracks emerged a long chain of mountains stretching from the north to the south of the island. These mountains were formed as a result of Serunting's rage and are now known as the Bukit Barisan mountain range. The mountains, created by the giant's immense power, became one of the most distinctive features of Sumatra's landscape and can still be seen today. After his anger subsided, Serunting deeply regretted his actions. However, the mountains had already been formed, and he could not undo what had been done. With a heavy heart, Serunting decided to leave his mountain and isolate himself far from human civilization, hiding behind the mountain range he had created. Meanwhile, Puti returned to his village with the healing potion from Serunting. He nursed his mother back to health and lived a life full of gratitude. Yet, Puti always remembered his friendship with Serunting, the giant with extraordinary strength but also a great heart.